when we lost Freddie, really Roger and I decided that that was it for a while, and more or less we decided to have our lives in a different way. And really it only started to happen again when we met Paul Rogers, and in an organic kind of way began to make music again. So there was really no master plan, but we are here because we met Paul and there was some chemistry and we were able to make music, which is what we do. I think we better fix this. Is there a sound man in the house?
Well, since my baby left me.
It works.
Cuando perdieron a Freddie Mercury, decidieron parar por un tiempo y no fue hasta que conocieron a Paul Rogers que pudieron empezar a trabajar nuevamente de una manera muy orgánica. Y bueno, las cosas surgieron bien, por eso es que están de vuelta aquí.
Yes, so don't take it personally. We didn't do anything for a long time.
No lo tomen en forma personal, sino que hicimos muchas cosas durante mucho tiempo.
We have fantastic memories of the first time we came to Argentina and Buenos Aires. But after that, nobody asked us.
Tenemos maravillosos recuerdos de nuestra visita a la Argentina y del estadio del Sarsfield, pero después de eso nunca nadie nos pidió volver.
That's a lie.
But you know that I came separately.
Bueno, y ustedes saben que Brian May vino a la Argentina.
But I quickly decided that I couldn't sing, so I didn't want to.
Actually, he sings pretty good. And I must say, I'm here as well because we met and we had such a good time playing together. And they said, "Oh, let's go to Argentina." And I said, "Okay." That's
bueno,
why.
Dice que realmente la pasan muy bien cantando, Paul Rogers la pasa muy bien cantando con Queen, y le dijeron, vamos a la Argentina. Bueno, dale, vamos.
We had a fantastic welcome at the airport, and so it's nice to know that people do remember who we are.
Tuvimos una maravillosa bienvenida en el aeropuerto y es fantástico saber que la gente todavía sabe quiénes somos.
Very well on the whole, yes. The new stuff's been very well accepted. We played last night in Chile, which was the first time ever that Queen, in any form played in Chile. And they knew the words of all the classics, but also they knew the words of the new songs from the album. So I have a feeling it will be the same here.
Okay. Bueno, Brian May dice que realmente encajan muy bien las canciones dentro del set list, que estuvieron en Chile por primera vez hace un par de días y que realmente les fue muy bien, que los chilenos conocían todas las canciones, y no solamente del nuevo disco, sino también de los clásicos. Así que le parece que tiene una sensación de que en Buenos Aires va a pasar lo mismo.
It's quite difficult to make the set list because we know a lot of people want to hear their old sort of classics, old hits, but also we like to play some new things as well. So we have to make a balance. And of course, Paul has his, so many great songs also. So we have to make a balance. It's difficult.
Es difícil armar el set list porque obviamente todo el mundo tiene sus canciones favoritas y quiere escuchar sus canciones favoritas, pero también tenemos que tocar las canciones nuevas. Y además, Paul Rogers tiene canciones propias que son muy buenas, por lo tanto es bastante difícil armar un set list.
Yeah, it is actually a problem to make the set have all these ingredients and not play for like 5 hours. So at the moment we play, I think about 2.5 or more hours last night. It is a long set, but we want to give everybody what they want, if possible.
Bueno, es muy difícil realmente armar el setlist para juntar todos los ingredientes que ellos quieren poner. Si pusiéramos todo, sería armar un setlist de 5 horas nada más. Pero me parece que con 2 horas y media más o menos va a estar bien y va a haber todo lo que todos quieren escuchar.
I think really to make this a valid thing, we've done 3 tours before we made the Cosmos Rock album. But in order not just to be sort of like old hits trio, we thought to be a valid, cogent, creative force, we needed to make some original music again. So, it's nice to have new music to play. Bueno, not just old music.
Dice que ellos ya habían hecho 3 giras antes del Cosmos Rock y que no querían convertirse en un trío que cantaba 10 canciones solamente, que para cambiar eso tenían que generar cosas nuevas y bueno, así es como surgió Cosmos Rock.
I mean, really it wasn't a choice. We didn't go around looking for singers and say, oh, we want this one. It was, we were really against this idea of replacing Freddie, but it actually came from a moment when Paul and I played together for some other reason. And we just felt that there was something special happening and there was a real chemistry, something organic was happening. And we said, why don't we try and do something? How interesting it would be to go out and play together. And of course I called Roger immediately, and Roger was like, oh yeah, that would be great, you know. But there wasn't like we choose, and I think Paul will tell you the same. He didn't like choose us. It just happened, and I think things that just happen are very often the best things, the organic events.
Bueno, en realidad no fue una elección, no hicieron un casting de cantantes. Ellos durante mucho tiempo no quisieron reemplazar a Freddie Mercury, pero tocaron con Paul Rogers por otras razones, tocaron juntos y sintieron que hubo una química, que hubo algo orgánico. Y entonces, bueno, pensaron, ¿por qué no? Inmediatamente Brian May habló con Roger Taylor, le dijo, ¿qué te parece este cantante? Roger dijo, me parece muy bien, y aquí estamos.
Paul was one of Freddie's favorite singers.
Yeah.
Paul era uno de los cantantes favoritos de Freddie Mercury.
Age before beauty.
So, Paul, what do you have to say about the question?
You know, it's true, and everybody knows really that nobody can replace Freddie, and there was never really any question of that happening. And what we have here is a partnership, you know, between Queen and myself, really, and we've made that very clear. You know, you talk about the name. That's really why we called it Queen and Paul Rogers, so that people understand from the start exactly what they're getting. And it is a combination of the two of our musical forces. And of course, let's not forget, they play my material superbly well, and that's part of what we do.
Okay. Bueno, en realidad nadie puede reemplazar a Freddie Mercury, y eso está fuera de discusión, siempre estuvo fuera de discusión. Lo que tenemos nosotros es una sociedad entre Queen y Paul Rogers. Y eso es lo que se ve en el nombre, es Queen más Paul Rogers, por eso se llama así la banda ahora.
Phil Collins is a great, he's a friend of ours, and he's a great musician. He gets a lot of criticism as well. You know, we've all had a lot of that. But Phil Collins is a superb, fantastic drummer, and a pleasure to work with, a gentleman as well.
Bueno, en cuanto a la pregunta sobre Hot Space, fueron simplemente honestos. Sencillo. Y en cuanto a tu pregunta sobre el tributo a la reina Isabel, trabajar con Phil Collins está bien porque es un gran músico, verdaderamente un gran músico que también recibe muchas críticas, y es un gran baterista y un caballero.
Interesting question. Yeah. No, I don't think we need to prove it, but I think we need to be it. I think, you know, once you are a musician, once you have traveled that road, it's always calling to you. And it is what we do. I mean, we do other things. We all have other things. We have lives, you know, and we don't need to do this all the time. But there is something inside which makes you want to communicate, makes you want to make music, to see people happy, to see that kind of excitement, and it never leaves you. That's the way I feel.
Yeah, it's like with a painter, you know, you don't, oh, I've done a good one. I'll stop now.
Okay, thank you. Bueno, en realidad no necesitan probarse ellos mismos ni al público. Simplemente es una cuestión de estar, de hacerlo, de seguir trabajando. Todos tienen que seguir para adelante, ¿sí? Y bueno, todos tienen vidas, pero al mismo tiempo hay algo adentro de ellos que los hace seguir adelante. Tiene que ver con la felicidad que causan en el público y con la alegría.
It sort of happened naturally, really. It was very organic, some of it, and some of the album is like very natural and spontaneous, and some of the album is very produced. But it is Brian and myself, and when we play together, we do sound like Queen.
Yeah.
Bueno,
it's very much a combination of the three of us and who we are and how we sound with our different signatures in music.
Bueno, en realidad pasó naturalmente el sonido del álbum, fue una cosa muy orgánica y muy espontánea, está muy producido por ellos, y es el resultado de cómo suenan cuando se juntan a tocar Brian y Roger. Paul Rogers también dice que es una combinación de los tres, ¿sí? de lo que se genera cuando los tres empiezan a tocar.